Jade, friend, back to back. Drop made me happy, my friend. So happy. My girlfriend thinks I am big star. She wants to do something special for you, for doing something special for me. Talk to him, mommy. Mommy. Oh. Say something special.
Something special.
My friend, she does not want to talk to you. She speaks Spanish, the most pure Spanish ever. Spanish so good, she made the sugar turn to cocaine. Cocaina, my friend. Hey, Black Trey, why you say cocaina? That's not the way you say it. It's not cocaina, it's cocaina. Cocaina.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello.
Yep.
How's that? Good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
What's happening?
Okay. Nothing much, man. Just huge.
Okay. Is that my mic?
Sounds like it.
Trey?
Yo.
What's up, my man?
What's good?
What is good?
It's early on a Monday. That's what's good.
Being alive.
Was.
Dealing with sneaker stuff.
What's that sneaker stuff you got going on?
Well, it's Air Max Day, and I won a raffle for these shoes that are very sought after. No, the Sean Wotherspoon collab with Air Max 1 and 97 combined. And pretty much, I still have to stand in line to collect my shoes that I won in the raffle. Yeah, this is crazy. And as of right now, I'm still trying to figure it out how it works. You know, because I guess they let 100 people in per hour of the time selected that you're supposed to pick up your shoes. So it's kind of different. I don't know. I've never won a raffle before. I normally just have somebody put them to the side for me. But as of right now, the store Bait has cops out with riot gear trying to patrol this crowd. So it's kind of intense for this release.
You know, whenever they have the whole, hey, come pick it up from this place thing, I always wonder, is the jokes not in effect? Like, and they're not people just sitting around waiting. You got your stuff, and then
not really.
Not really. It used to be like that back in the day, but
not really, not so much.
This is actually to prevent it, so it's kind of crazy because But yeah, people have been camped out for the past 48 hours for these shoes.
Because I get my hair cut on the same block as the Supreme store. And a lot of times I go on Friday, and those is usually when when the drops are. And I just feel like I look at a lot of these kids. One, I'm like, why would I want to wear the same clothes as these kids? That's one. But two, I'm like, you guys just got victim written across your forehead. At least where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, wow.
It's like in the cartoon. It's like in the cartoon when the dude out there, they get hungry. They look at somebody else, they turn into like the roast. They like, oh yeah, that's food right there.
Yeah, that's food. These kids are food, Maury. Food.
Food. Anyway, what is the rundown today, peoples?
Well, I think, out of respect for Mariano and how special a day this is for him, we got to start with Diplomatic Immunity's 15th anniversary, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost like a birthday for Mariano.
Oh, it is.
Mariano just put on a pair of glasses and got some notes in front of him.
Listen, dog, my jeans literally just grew NBA patches on them as we speak. Bro. Like, just now.
You can have mine if you want them.
Send them over. We're going to talk after this.
All right.
Yeah, that is a great place to start, man. That album turns 15 years old today. When that album dropped, I was 15 years old, and I had been consuming Cam's music since I want to say like I was like 10 years old when I heard What Means the World to You. And I was like, this is the greatest song I ever heard in my life. Like, it used to be on the radio all the time. And I saw the video and I was like, oh, nah. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, he's the greatest. And so, then years after that, you get, the Diplomats, the mixtapes, Diplomats Volume 1 through, I think up until the album, I think we had got Diplomats Volume 1 through like 2 or maybe 3. And then this album came. So some of the songs that were on the mixtapes actually made the album, which I thought was great because like these were mixtapes they were giving out for free. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then some of that music made it onto the albums. Like it was just this day is just a great day for me. Like I'm going to play that album. I listen to the album on a regular still, but it's just amazing that 15 years later, it still sounds incredible to me.
I was more amazed that you were in the 9th grade when that released. So I could only imagine how a 9th grader could accept that,
Man.
And then how much of an impact it had on your life.
Yeah, like, I was the biggest fan ever. Like, and in this drop.
me getting that album at 18, I was like, okay, these dudes are it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a fan. But I also was like in the transition of like Jay-Z still trying, like Jay-Z was like almost on his way out. It's kind of like when Jordan retired and then Penny was supposed to be the next guy or Grant Hill.
This is right around Black Album coming out, right? So
that's what I'm saying.
Jay-Z's done, yeah.
Jay-Z's done, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was putting it in the same perspective as Mike leaving in '93. Like
the funny thing about this,
more like 98, because Mike came back was good after 93. Jay-Z didn't come back.
All right, chill. All right, relax.
Come on now.
So the funny thing about this album is it has a similar story like Get Rich or Die Trying to the G-Unit album because Cam goes platinum on his first album on the Rock, which was Come Home With Me. So he goes platinum.
Great album, by the way.
Biggest. Oh Boy is like the most spun song in like Def Jam, Rockefeller history, whatever at the time. So he goes platinum, and then now they wanted the next Cam album, just like how they wanted the next 50 Cent album after the success of Get Rich or Die Trying. But 50 said, "Nah, we gonna do this," and then off of the strength of that, everybody else blew up. And it was the same thing with Diplomatic Immunity because that album came out right after that, and for that to be a double disc album, like in 2003. Like, yo, and it's incredible, man. Like, it's not one of them albums where it's like, yeah, listen to the first disc, but the other one you got to kind of skim through. Like, nah, it's moments all over that album. It was crazy.
Yeah, the double disc thing was kind of a thing because after, obviously, we went over Blueprint 2. Mm-hmm. A lot of double discs shouldn't have happened. But I'm a big fan of Diplomatic Immunity 1.
I thought we established Blueprint 2. That it was a classic.
No,
we went through track for track. We realized it was actually a classic album.
No.
It was actually ahead of its time.
I didn't say that Blueprint 2 shouldn't have been done. I'm saying in general, people followed suit after that. Like, oh, hey, let me throw a double CD. Like Lil Flip gave us a double CD that like we really didn't need.
Yeah, he did. What was that? What was that? Was that Underground Legend?
Nah,
I think the Underground Legend was the day. I can't remember the name of the.
Well, he went like damn near diamond off Game Over, and then Namco came and sued the fuck out of him.
Hold on, Trey, you listened to a Lil Flip double album?
Yeah.
Pray for that brother, y'all.
Yo,
wow.
Listen, I'm
gonna
keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I didn't listen to that whole album, but he had a song with Jim Jones that was obviously. I'm gonna.
That was
fire. Nah, it wasn't. Fire. It wasn't trash, actually.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the entire album. Not even on some like slander shit. I just didn't. But that song with Jim Jones, oh my god.
I'm pretty sure
Houston had a solid movement at that time.
Flip had this the album with Game Over on it.
Yeah. And that
was a double disc.
Yeah, and it had Sunshine on there on the and then it also had a couple features from Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Lil Kiki, and
Flip's first album was fire. His first joint was fire. Like I'm not even gonna hold you.
But that was his commercial. That was supposed to be his commercial album.
Yeah.
It went platinum plus or whatever. Like everybody was doing numbers at that time because Mike Jones followed suit, and Houston had their little time, and then the South, and then I don't know. After that, West Coast, we got Game. We got documentary.
To get back to Diplomatic Immunity, there's a story that Hell Rel told about how his jail freestyles made, you know, the album. And it was basically like, you know, Cam heard his music by way of Luca Brasi, you know what I mean? For those who know, like they know who Brasi is. So Luca played him his music and he was like, yo, who was that? He was rhyming over one of Cam beats and he was like, yo, bring him up here to me. So he brings Hell Rel over there, you know, all this, you know, he's not signed. They don't have any paperwork on him or anything. He's just running around with him. So Hell Rel gets locked up around this time and Cam lets him know, like, look, we still going, you know, we still rocking. So by the time you get out, you know, you'll have some, you know, buzz and shit. And, you know, Hell Rel's thinking like, you know, all right, whatever. So he called him and like, right after he got done, you know, like checking in or whatever, he called Cam and Cam was like, yo, just spit something. I'm gonna just put it on the album. That's how we got those freestyles, like both of those freestyles that, you know, that's on there. Because he didn't believe it. He didn't believe Cam was gonna actually do it. But then like it was people coming into jail, like, yo, we hearing your shit out there. You know what I mean? On this album. And it's fucking ridiculous.
And I'm pretty sure I mentioned on the pod before that, like, I was amped when Dame signed Cam to The Rock, because I was always a pretty big Cam fan, and that's from the Confessions of Fire album when, you know, he talked about pissing in his grandmother's orange juice or something. Like, I was a Cam fan from the start, but I could tell after The Rock signed him that it was like a weird, clumsy marriage or whatever. That Hov wasn't really rocking with dudes, so I was like, I'm kind of good.
Also, it was
wow, really?
Yeah, for real.
I was with you on that one.
The fraying of the relationship between
it started
Dame and Hov.
So you roll with State Prop but didn't accept Diplomats?
Oh, I loved State Prop. I'm
amazing.
still kind of
you know the biggest issue.
Wow.
The biggest reason why, you know, Hov and Cam, you know, despite even like the feature that they had, you know, Welcome to New York City or Come Home With Me, the biggest reason why that whole thing kind of went left was the relationship between Dame and Jay was getting strained around that time. And then now, so The Office, everybody always said that The Office started looking real Harlemish. Like, it was a lot of Harlem dudes in there, a lot of Dame dudes in there.
I'm happy you brought this up, and Amin can speak to this. There's like a weird thing between uptown people, which is what we call them, Bronx and Harlem people, and people from Brooklyn and Queens. It's just I don't really rock with the uptown shit like that. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just a natural distaste or rivalry, if you will. So it was very easy for me to be put off by Cam and a Dipset. I'll just put it like that.
Like they're definitely ostentatious. They dress. They like you think about like all the ridiculous.
Hey, Amin,
like people
at 40,
people from Harlem always dress ridiculous.
We got Fab and Cam.
Oh man, Fab hurt me this past.
Fab wants to be a bad bitch now, and it's hurting my heart.
Fab hurt me.
Wait, what do you do? What do you do?
Fab was standing in the picture. Listen, he was standing in the picture with his toes pointing like a snitch in court, dude.
He definitely.
Nah.
So listen, it's a picture. It's a picture of Fab, right? He's wearing these sneakers, right, and he's posing, but it's very zesty. And he looks like he's ready for a dick appointment. Like, it has me like,
oh, yo,
come on.
It's very zesty. And me and Jerv had a combo about this, but I'm gonna leave that off air. Pretty much, you know, Fab's one of my favorite rappers, dog, of all, like, pretty much like top 5 for
Someone
me.
Someone send me this picture. I
just want to send you the outfit. I know what picture Trey's talking about, but I gotta send you this outfit, fam. Like,
but listen, at 40, I mean. And respectively, my old heads on this panel, I do not want to see you guys matching, like from hat to sneaker. You know what I mean? Like, I get it; it's different type of OGs now in the 2018, but just get out the way.
OGs shouldn't be wearing all purple outfits. I don't care what type of OG.
Where is this picture? Hold on. Now you guys. I'm trying to imagine. All you guys saying is this. You guys keep saying this outfit.
Fab's outfit isn't all purple. It's just he looks crazy. Like, it's in the chat. It's in the chat. Y'all can judge for yourselves. But like, just come on, man. Like, he really left his crib looking like that.
Okay, and I'm finding out.
I mean, look, just the glasses, the head, like, everything looks crazy.
So can I keep it real? Like that, I'm not. I mean,
you thought this outfit was fire?
Nah. See, the outfit's not fire, but I see what he's doing. The glasses is what. The glasses and the headband is too much.
You see what he's doing?
Jerv, he looks like Soulja Boy. Tell him.
Yes, he does.
But I'm not saying I would do it, but I see what he's doing. Like I see it, I get it. Like
nigga look like Soldier Boy heard you.
I can't see it. He put Ron. He put. Oh yes, Trey found the actual picture.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize there was another angle.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
That's the picture.
Lord,
That problem.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Never mind. I take that
Yeah.
back.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that footwork, man.
Apology
Tuck his entire cape in.
Damn.
Apology accepted. You can't put Ron.
You know what color? You know what color that those shoes are? Like,
What?
This is it's called nude.
Crazy, man.
Wow.
My favorite rapper, man.
Like,
Look at it.
If them shoes that same color was a bra, they would call that nude.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, there's more. Don't stop. Hold on.
I mean, the car joint was whatever, but this outfit is just.
No,
But
hold on.
but so why?
Like I got more.
So Wise, you said something earlier about like you don't really bang with like the uptown dudes and all that. But so for you and me being from New York around that time when like the Diplomats was at their peak, how did y'all feel like that they were like when you saw the reaction of people outside of New York to them? Did you feel like it was a good representation?
No, so this is another like kind of hot take that I have. Like
Fab is I got a hot take real quick. Fab has never been the same since that Drink Champs episode.
Never. They channeled.
Yo, where are you
channeled a part
finding
of
all these pictures at? This is
Instagram,
ridiculous.
This is Instagram. It's Fab's Instagram.
Listen, I mean, I'm so happy you don't have Instagram, bro.
So Maury, basically, like the Dipset, they were like people like try to have revisionist history and try to act like these were the biggest rock stars in the world. It's not true, but the people who rocked with them were completely obsessed with them. It's not like they didn't passively engage with Dipset content. Like they wore those, those skull freaking belts and the rhinestones and all of that and the Ed Hardy looking shirts and all of that. Like that's what people like. They literally
the Bird Gang era.
Right. They had people really like in tune with their movement, but it wasn't this like thing that took over the whole shit. But the people who were down with them, like I had a couple of friends who were just like all day listen to this Cam and the
hold on.
That's all they cared about.
Wait a second, Trey.
Amin is still looking at Fab pictures.
What? No, I don't. This is nah, man.
Oh, now you on Killer Cam? Yeah, Cam kind of been lost it though.
It's midlife crisis at this point, bro.
Yeah, man. I saw that.
Lost it. But Fab was kind of holding on. He was kind of.
No, but you know what? I got called out on Twitter because I posted these, and they said, "Oh, you would never dress this fly because you're not a New York nigga. You don't understand the swag." I said, "You're right. I don't."
That's the only appropriate. That's the only appropriate response.
I think Fab looks fine for the most part, but like this past weekend, I was because I think he's starting.
Was out though.
I think he's starting to embrace a more like high fashion type of situation, which is just like that's just not for everybody. Like I'll be tired of seeing Pusha T in leather ninja suits. Like, and I'm gonna
speaking of Pusha T,
you know what I'm saying? Like
that's not the Push I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I love Pusha T, but Pusha T be on some. He be throwing so many shots at basketball players.
Does he?
You heard his verse on what was just recently that just dropped? Don
Q.
Don Q. His verse on that is so ridiculous. He said he was basically disgusted of ball players wearing ball main that he like gave them away.
Wow. I mean, I'm not, if I'm being honest, like ball players have kind of the worst fashion in the world. Like,
he smoked Nelly. He smoked Nelly.
They're even worse.
Too, on Dave East tape on Hate Me Now. He said was trash to Mayweather's is treasure to all Nellies.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Nobody really says much back to Push either, though. Nobody really says much back to Push.
He says these things, and everybody's just like, yeah. So, what about the next?
Wait,
what about this?
No, nobody says much to Pusha. But is anyone saying anything to Trey on drafts? Anybody? Anyway, Trey, what's your latest on draft?
So, I took an L, recently. But so I probably won like maybe $56 in between the last time you actually, threw my name out. But I took an L in between that. But I can lose $3. That wasn't nothing.
Okay, so
unlike Hammer, $3 can't hurt me.
I'm just saying, man. I thought I threw your name out. I thought people would get riled up. They'd sign up. They'd come take your money. You telling me you made about $50 or $60 in the last week?
Yeah, man. You know the money gifts are still going to keep coming.
So I'm wondering if there's anyone out there who is gonna play. They're like, they got it. I ain't gotta do this. I ain't gotta embarrass my man Trey like that. Someone else will take care of that. And now you listening, this dude, he's dancing on y'all.
So I'm throwing a random disclaimer out here right now. I mean, because people love to challenge me, but I'm only doing 3 per day. That's it. That's all I got for you.
I like that.
Y'all can't beat me in those 3. I'm sorry to hear that. And Jade, I'm not going to run up on your block. You can eat. Go ahead.
Let me just say this. You guys don't know this. When we record this, we actually do it on Skype, but we also have Skype video. So I'm looking at Trey right now, and he's actually talking to us through a money phone. He's got the stack, and he's holding up his ear, and he said, "I only do 3 a day." He got sunglasses on. It's clearly not even bright in the room over there, or maybe it's just because he's just that dark. But either way, if you haven't signed up yet for draft, and you letting this man talk all greasy and disrespectful, I don't know what to say.
Come and get me.
Jay, do you have anything to say to people about this?
Yes, I do. Did you know that your chances of winning on that site, draft.com, are 80% better than on salary cap sites? That is why Draft is our favorite fantasy site. No more getting crushed by Trey. And it's not just me. More than 1 million people have already downloaded the Draft app, too. You want to win, invite me. Ramus Manners.
What's the promo code?
B2B. That's the number 2 between 2 B's.
Best of luck getting in my rooms.
Real live NBA drafts right now, done in under 5 minutes. Get paid out tomorrow. All new players get a free entry into a real money draft when you make your first deposit using the promo code B2B. Just search Draft in your app store or go to draft.com and come play with us.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do one today. Last time we did this, I won $13.50 like that day, like off one draft. Just real quick. This is a real quick little draft.
You know what you can get with $13.50?
What's your name, Mari?
Oh, same as Twitter. Same as Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah.
Well, what can you get?
You can get a lot with $13.50, dog.
$13.50 will get you a good meal at Zaxby's real quick. You know what I'm saying? Get you together.
Is less than $13.50, right?
Hey, listen, spend it all in one place, dog. Spend it all in one place.
You got to get them extra sauces and all that.
That's what it is. Exactly. I don't need that extra toast. Give me this. Yeah.
Extra toast.
All that.
Toast be fire, though. That's true. You got anything else on this, or you want to go to voicemail?
Voicemail. Here we go.
Not enough for draft people.
Jade, it's Sean from DC. Love the pod. But before I get started, I just got to let y'all know one thing. I'm here. This is for my Black to Black crew. Love what y'all do for the culture. Speaking of culture, I had a question, and it's on DAP culture. I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts. I've only been to certain parts of the country, so I only know what I know. So when you go to different parts of the country, do people dap different than from where you're from? Like, I know some people do the point when they dap up their boys. Me, I just do the straight hook the thumb, curl the fingers. What about y'all? Another thing on dap culture, like where do you find it's appropriate to, like, when you're meeting someone for the first time, do you immediately go in for the dap, or do you do the handshake first and then on the way out do the dap, or is it like a understanding, or what? I just want to get y'all thoughts on dap culture. Thanks for what y'all do for the culture. Out.
Can I start with LA?
We actually did a pod about this, right? We actually did a pod about
this. We did, but I found the first part of the question interesting in terms of like territorial daps.
So we did everything.
Regional dapping.
Yeah, we talked about the regional thing too, because remember it started with me asking, is there such a thing as a California dap that all of these non-black people are telling me on Twitter, like, oh, that's the California dap. I'm like, no, that's called you ain't black dap right there.
Right.
And to refresh everyone's memory, this is when I was talking about there was a commercial. It was like a buy NBA tickets commercial or something like that, where the guy is wearing a Cavs jersey and he shows up clearly in San Francisco in the Bay Area to meet with his friends to watch the Cavs Warriors game. And they're like, oh, this dude right here. And he's like popping the collar of his LeBron jersey. And then when they go in for the dap, they do the slap, release, and then they fist bump after that. And I said, that is, like, commercial is not accurate.
That's narc shit right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you know you're the feds. You trying to dap me afterward.
But I mean, I have been running into the whole confusion type thing, you know, like the whole dap and snap, because I don't do the dap and snap anymore. I guess because I'm just, you know, I used to do that as like a teen a lot.
But the snap was always, it was like an extra flourish you might put on.
Yeah,
it's not like
no, but cats be looking at me crazy when I don't do the snap too to follow up, and I'm like, nah, like I dap you. That's it. The snap is kind of wild. It's kind of like a flex, but it's also extra out.
Yeah, I always felt like the snap was like, oh, like you trying to like put extra on it, like, oh man, that's my man right there. I haven't seen you in a while. Not like on some every dap.
That shit just used to be annoying because like people used to do it all the time, and I felt like they was about to do a temptation move after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you about to snap and do a spin, like just what the fuck is this? I just do the pound, you know, the regular bam. Here you go. Clean in, you know what I mean, half hug type joint. I told y'all before, like, people have read the dap situation wrong. Like me, I like to think I can read the dap situation right, like accordingly. Sometimes people want the handshake, they want the, you know, the dap. I give whatever. But one time at the, you know, over here at the job, I go in for the dap, and like homie, you know, white guy, obviously, he grabbed my whole forearm. Like I'm like, he read this completely wrong, bro. Like he missed the dap. And like I think he was going in for I think he might have been going in for the handshake, but the way he had his hand, I thought it was about to be just a dap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he came straight forward and grabbed me. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on right now?
So you're saying his elbow was bent at that angle where it's like, oh, that's a dap. That's coming in a dap. But at the last second, he extended, and when he extended, it passed right past your hand, and right up your forearm.
And I knew it wasn't going to be like a crazy dap that I would give to one of the homies, but it looked like it was going to be a little medium dap, you know, like a floater in the lane. Yeah. It'll be like one of them, but it just wasn't, big.
Nah, man. Like first and foremost, so the second part of the question is, how do you determine? Unless you're in that situation that Mariano was just describing, it is all about reading the situation. You got to read that angle where that hand is coming, because when the hand is coming straight, perpendicular, parallel to the ground, that's a handshake, man. Thumb is straight up in the air, four fingers are together, hand is flat, like that's a handshake. So you just go whatever. If I see someone and they got like that a little bit of angle going, like, okay, they're coming in for the dap. Now, I will also say I am guilty of racially profiling. I definitely do the Obama, where it's like, if you white, I just say, yeah, he probably won't shake my hand. And if you black, then I'm going for the pound. One exception is if athletes. White athletes, I always assume, you hang out with enough black people, this is definitely going to be a dap right here. Again, or coaches too. Right. Coaches also know that. They just know, hey man, look, this is where we work. Ain't nobody shaking hands around here. We all dapping. So I dap those people.
I saw a video of Stan Van Gundy doing the dribbling like drill in practice. Yeah. He's definitely dapping.
He definitely dapping. He dapping. Stan Van is definitely dapping. Or it don't matter how white they look or sound. If they're in a sport, unless they're like a golf coach or something like that, they all dapping, bro. You got to. You can't. If you can't. You just have no, man. Mike D'Antoni dap, man. Let me tell you, like, you know, it don't matter, man. You can't be around that many people of color and be shaking hands all day, man. It just doesn't work out like that. But is there a regional thing? I always felt like, no. Everywhere I've gone across this country, I dap somebody up. You know exactly what we're doing, unless they're not black. And that's when all the complications happen, when you get extra, like, that. Remember, we talked about this, that white people always want to do like we are NBA teammates doing a pregame celebration, like
you're not
clapping hands, patty cake, and nah, man, I don't know you. I don't know you.
I always thought the tails, like the last part of the dap, was what made it regional. You know.
Yeah, so, don't come try to get a 5 on the backhand side and all that other shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
Since we on this page, what about the greeting? You say what's up, or like somebody saying, you know what I mean? Like, because I was kind of faced with this like last night. I said, "What's up?" to like the homie. He was like, "Bro, why you talking to me like that?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Why?" He was like, "Nah, you didn't greet me like, what's up, my nigga?" I'm like, "Oh,
Yo,
I mean,
Harper?
I'm not
I
in
got a
that set
funny
anymore."
There's a funny story that happened to me recently, dog. So this just happened to me like this happened to me maybe like last week, right? So I'm in the spot, I'm paying for my food. I go to tell her to keep the change. Like I'm trying to tell her to keep the change. She go to hand it back. I said, "You good?" I said, "Nah, you good?" And she was like, "Excuse me?" And I was like, "Nah, just keep the change." I said, "You good?" She looked at me like, "Huh? Like, what are you talking about?"
Was she white or black?
Come on.
No, but I'll say this. I've been to places where if you say, "What's up?" like that's a very aggressive, like, "What's up?" Like, so.
Yeah.
Like a long time you say, "What up? What up?" And like, because "what up" will sound, I don't know, go into hard T and what's like, what
also,
up what's up.
Also, don't, unless you're friends with the person, don't go up to somebody and ask them what's popping. Like,
no.
Nah, definitely can't do that.
If y'all are friends, what's cracking, what's popping, and stuff like that, that's only for friends. You say that to the wrong person, and you're gonna see what's really.
And
like,
definitely don't say what's bracking to the wrong person.
You don't say that.
That's
ever.
out. That's out. Don't change no letters on no words.
Don't do it.
Y'all think this internet Twitter stuff is sweet? Nah, man. Don't do that.
Even out here, I like some dude like was passing by me and he said like he dapped me up, and I was like, yeah, it was good. You already know. And I think he took that "you already know" as like some kind of threat.
You know what it is, yeah.
I'm just like, nah.
See,
like,
yo, that's crazy.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
I've never seen nobody react off of that.
Now you already know shit is like.
You already know.
I think you already know. It's like, yo, you already know.
It can't be both.
Don't even try it. Yeah,
but you know why? We always
try it. You already know.
We always try to be like threatened out here. I don't know why we're so jumpy.
See, you know what? Here's the thing. I think this is the
like you even played around with me. Remember, I walked past you. You were like, you rolled behind me. You was like, "Move!" You said something to me, and I was looking. I was like, "Oh, that's just Waz." Like, you know what I mean?
The distinction between those two got to be like, you already know would probably be a threat to somebody who you already have past problems with. Like, you already know. You know what it is, or like some shit like that. That's to be to somebody new. Like, yo, you know what it is. Like, oh shit,
dude, people in New York stare really hard.
Nah,
no eye contact.
Nah.
No eye contact.
So in LA, people will like literally stare at you. Like, you know, that's where you get the term mad dog. And like, yo, why you mad dogging me? Like, you like,
nah, because
Ice Grill.
The Ice Grill is like, because
I got jumped off the Ice Grill. Go ahead.
This is the problem with the Ice Grill. It's like somebody's looking at you and you don't want to come off as a punk or a sissy or whatever. And so you look at them back and it kind of becomes this thing where it's like, well, what was I supposed to do? Not look back at you and let you win that staring contest? It's just like, turns the whole thing.
I'm gonna tell you this. This is the craziest story. I'm at a pizza place. It's in New York. It's nighttime, and as you know,
what could go wrong?
It's really bright inside where you're at, and it's really dark outside. If you look out of the window, what do you see?
Right.
You see your reflection.
Right.
And so I'm sitting at the pizza. It's me. It's Proof. It's a couple other friends of ours. And I'm eating a pizza, and I'm looking at my reflection. I'm like, man, it might be time to get a haircut. Like, I'm just like kind of like. While not paying attention to the conversation. And I guess there's a dude walking by outside and he stop and he look and he stare. And I'm not paying attention. I'm looking at my reflection, and then he walk off. So then we leave the pizza place and we walk in, and down the block, it's like 15 niggas all hanging out. And like part of me was like, man, let's cross the street, man. I don't want to get into nothing like that. Then I was like, man, what are you talking about? You sound like you white or something, man. It's just guys hanging out. Like, how is this different from any other night? So I'm like, all right, let's go. So we're walking past, and they turn to like greet us or whatever. And one of the dudes, my cousin was smoking. One of the dudes said, "Hey, oh man, you got a Lucy?" And he's like, "Yeah, here you go." And then while he's like giving him that stuff and lighting it up, the other dude looks at me and says, "Yo, why you ice grilling me, son?" And I said, "What?" And he says, "Yo, back there at the pizza place, you was ice grilling me." I was like, "Bro, I've never seen you in my life." Right. And now I'm starting to see every body language. And I'm like, oh man, this is about to go bad. But in my mind, I'm a clown.
You had a Donald Glover moment.
I'm like, I'm I can, like, in my mind, I'm like, I can clearly diffuse this situation. Like, I'm gonna make a joke about, yo, you look like my man Mike from da-da-da. Like, and everyone's gonna laugh and then keep, y'all, whatever, be easy. And while I'm thinking about all this, trying to like, okay, what's the way I'm gonna go about this? One of the other dudes shoved one of my homies and said,
"Oh yeah, so
yo man, back up, right?" And so my homie, of course, does the homie thing. He steps right back up, like, what? And then the dude says, "You stepped to my dog?" And he punches the shit out of him, right? And so I'm like, in my brain, like, oh shit. And then the dude who was talking to me punched my friend. The dude who shoved my friend punches me. And so I'm like,
it sounds like a Boondocks episode.
But yo, it was all super slow motion because the first time
this definitely feels like a Chappelle episode.
I get hit and I'm like, did this nigga just hit me? Then he hits me again, right? And then I'm like, I'm not sure, but I think this nigga just hit me twice.
Hey, Amin, did life pause? And then you said you was wondering probably how I got here.
It wasn't. It was just everything was going slow, and it didn't hurt. That was a weird thing. Like the punch didn't hurt. The second punch didn't hurt. The third punch, he was like, I guess he was mad that he's punching me in my face, and I'm just standing there like looking at him like Homer Simpson, like, you hit me? So the third punch, he like cocks back like his whole body, and he puts his everything between his hips. He's going for the fences, and he punches me, and like I stagger back and fall down because of force. Again, it didn't hurt, not one bit, but the force of it hitting me, and then next thing you know, 4 dudes are on top of me. And they're just kicking me, and then all I could think of is not my nuts, right? So I'm covering my nuts, and like I get kicked and stomped and stuff, and I'm thinking, man, we getting jumped right here? Is that what's happening? And so I jumped up like from like on the ground. I jumped up in the sky, and I said, "Yo, chill!" And I had my fists up, and I'm like, "All right, who we gonna hit first?" The problem was my legs were halfway up the block already. Like, so it was just like a cartoon character where my upper torso was like this and the lower torso was just running. So I took off like 3 hard steps.
Yo, Jade, write this up as an animated short.
Hold on. But then I was, Jade ain't going to be the one that writes it up, trust me. It's my man, Ben Goodman is going to do that work.
Yeah, shouts to Ben.
So like I take 3 hard steps. Then I was like, nah, man, you can't run away. That will make you look like a punk. So I just start walking kind of slow. I walk slowly.
Briskly walking away.
Yeah, but I'm just not even briskly. Like I went from like 3 hard, like I'm running to like just.
I mean, how old were you?
I was 18.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the Regulate beat should have been playing the whole time he described this. Like,
so
I was waiting for him to say Nate Dogg pulled up.
So we all regrouped at the end of the block. And them niggas like yelling, whatever. Again, there's 15 of them, right? So we regrouped. One of my friends, I'm not going to say his name, but he said as soon as the dude said, "Can I get a Lucy?" He said he kept walking. So really, he wasn't even involved in the fight. This dude was down the block to begin with. My cousin Proof, like they tried to like do the hockey thing or pull his hoodie over him and duff him. And so he wriggled out of it and punched the one dude. And then he was fighting the other dude. And the other dude, said, "Yeah, I like big niggas." Proof said, "Stop." He just stopped. It says like, that's kind of gay, man.
Pause for sure. That was definitely pause.
But it was just like the way he just stopped, like, ugh.
Yeah. Like,
and then, not that there's anything wrong with that. And then, you know, I walked away and I had like just a split lip, basically. From me, I think it was the first punch. I had a split lip, but nothing else because I guess they hit like bitches. But my man Hashim, this niggas, I was fucking going crazy because admittedly, the biggest dude in the group was the one that punched him, and the biggest dude in the group was the one who was first asked the question, "Why you ice grilling me, son?"
Damn.
That's why you don't look at people.
But see, also that's a tale of like I just got done telling somebody this, somebody at the job. I told him like up top, if you walk by somebody, like I had to get used to people speaking with no ulterior motive when I moved down here, because up top, if you speak to somebody when you walk by them, they think that you're either slow or soft. One or two things. Like that's just what they think. And if you ask somebody for something, like we talked about this before too, you ask somebody, yo, you got the time, or you got a cigarette, you got something. It's like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I don't be. I'm about to keep moving. Yeah.
Set up. But we were like, it just wasn't that. You know, the funny thing was, if you're not walking around with that energy, like it's easy to just be like absent-minded, like, oh yeah, sure, here you go.
Right, like, right.
It wasn't, because it never occurred to me. Like,
of course, fellow black man, I can spare a cigarette.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, also, like, I don't get.
Need a light?
Honestly, like, I don't get in the issues with people on the street, like straight up. Like,
Jay, have you ever heard that song? Not to cut you. Have you ever heard that song, Jay, where you just got that line from?
Nah.
You don't know what song we're talking about, do you?
The gat that I clutch got a little red light.
Hey, nah. I ain't think you knew that.
Look, I know
cut
that
right
either.
there. Yeah. I thought I had you, Jay. That's a good one.
Anytime anyone says need a light, that's what I think about.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly why I brought it up.
What Jay's referring to is like when somebody bums a cigarette, standard for them to be like, "Yo, you got a light
too?"
Like, yeah, I got.
Yeah, it's like standard. So.
Yeah, no, that's also where that line comes from. Mm-hmm. It's a joke. It's a double entendre of needed a light, like, yo, you need a light, and also there's a little red infrared beam.
I get that. I get that.
But yeah, man, that's why you don't stare at people in New York, man. That's why, like, I got friends from out of town, they on the subway, and they out there like just looking.
So do you look at the ground now when you're in LA?
In LA?
Yeah.
No, I don't. But
plus, you don't really encounter those type of black people in LA, the type of things that we tend to do.
No, but Trey, here's the other thing. Like, I've lived a life that, other than that one event, where I can not look at the ground, not look at the sky, like look forward and not make eye contact. That's just something that's ingrained in me, because I know I'm from New York. I know you're not supposed to stare at people, right? So it's not like, oh, after that, I'm going to look at my shoes wherever I go. I'm like, I know how to do this. that was a isolated event that happened because I was staring at my reflection, and this dude thought I was staring at him. Which is, how narcissistic is that guy, by the way? I mean, everyone's got to be looking at you.
My Haitian immigrant older cousin who came here at 15, 16, he often tells a story that's like the first thing he learned while moving to Brooklyn was like, just when you walk past a group of Negro males, look at the ground. He was like, just look at the ground. Don't look at anybody. Shit. Don't do just look at the ground. Because these dudes take looking at them.
You might have to pull out the walking stick, the cane, like, oh shit.
Yeah. Would you hit a man with glasses on?
Yo, so that's a joke that I don't know if people nowadays get that. Because when we were growing up, that was every cartoon, every TV show, every movie had that line some way or somehow. If there was a fight, there was a dude that had glasses on. Someone said, would you hit a man with glasses on? I guess this is back in the day when glasses cost $8,000 and like the glasses were actual glass and not plastic. So if you touched them, they would shatter. And it was like, that's a real faux pas. But I wonder if kids nowadays, like in the cartoons, do they have that? I feel like they don't. I started making my kids watch Looney Tunes recently. Because I just feel like, yo, you guys.
I put my daughter up on DuckTales over the weekend.
You know they don't do that to me, because that would be like otherizing people with glasses, and you can't do that in today's.
That's why
climate. Yeah.
We got a couple of different things that we can go to here. Before we do that, though, a message from SeatGeek. I don't have a good transition for this one, Jade.
Buying tickets to sports and concerts, can be complicated and confusing, but there is a better way to buy with SeatGeek. SeatGeek, the smartest, easiest way to get tickets for every type of live event, whether you're searching for a last-minute deal, planning a night out, or need to find that perfect gift, Mariano. SeatGeek helps you find the best seats at the best prices, fully guaranteed. There's nothing quite like seeing your favorite team or musician in person, and SeatGeek will get you closer to the action for a great value. I have the SeatGeek app on my phone, and it is by far the easiest way I've found to shop for tickets. I'm actually looking for tickets right now. The Wizard of Oz, the show I saw up in Boston just recently.
Oh, yeah?
Coming to Hartford. I'm looking at tickets.
This ain't the Wiz, right? This
60,
is just regular Wizard of Oz.
I can get Balcony C, Row M, tickets for $62 each. It tells me here it's a great deal. As opposed to the so-so deal, Balcony E, Row L, $80 each. And what else I like about the site, if you want to know when the price drops, you could just type in your email, and when it goes down a certain percentage, it'll ping you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, SeatGeek, that's a great feature, man.
It is. SeatGeek.
This is like you alert and you jump on there and now you know, man. Shout out to SeatGeek.
Saves you time and money by searching multiple ticket sites to compare prices and find amazing deals. And to get you the most bang for your buck, SeatGeek grades every ticket based on value to help you immediately identify the best seats that fit your budget. Download the SeatGeek app and enter the promo code B2B. That's the number 2 between two B's. And you'll get $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase.
There you have it.
Yeah, man. That was great, Jay. And you talking about, these sporting events and stuff like that. It reminded me also what I did over the weekend. I got caught in like a deep dive on YouTube, and I just, I'm looking at like all these old videos. The NBA draft is like coming up soon.
Yeah.
And so I saw
tickets to that on SeatGeek, by the way.
Yeah. So I saw I'm seeing like behind the scenes, like, draft room and stuff like that. And it's this one clip in particular that stood out. The video not available now because it had like alcohol and foul language and stuff like that, so you can't find it. So I saw the video, and right upstairs, the owners, GM, everybody there, they having something like a party or whatever. So my man look up, he see there ain't no drinks around yet. So this is like '98, matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He look around, he see there ain't no drinks around. He like,
damn, man, I ain't got no whiskey up in here yet. Like, what's good with this?
So now at the same time, he on the phone. He see like the GM and everybody on the phone. They on the clock. They like, it's the Milwaukee Bucks. They on the clock. Feel me?
With the 9th pick in the 1998 NBA draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Dirk Nowitzki from Würzburg, Germany.
So boom, they go ahead and draft Dirk. Now at the same time, right upstairs, the owner. Now listen, the owner upstairs, he on the phone. He don't drink. He not with the brown. He ordering the tequila. So the dude is like, nah, we already sent the whiskey up there. He said,
I don't even want no whiskey.
And then, he heard that, and that's how Dirk ended up getting traded to Dallas right on the spot. Feel me? That's how he got drafted and traded right in the same spot. Feel me?
Wow.
Yeah, man, I saw that. That video not available, you know what I mean, for consumption no more.
Who like...
You know who it was behind the scenes that,
No.
In between all of this. You know who it is. You know who that was, B. The owner.
God?
The God himself, Monte Ellis.
That's crazy.
Oh,
sitting up there pulling strings, man. Well, there's a Monte, there's a way, man. You know what it is.
Every year,
it's been a minute.
Every day,
it's been a minute,
Monte
man.
has contributed to my life.
It's been a minute, man.
Monte, if you're listening, amazing. I'm sorry.
Dirk, you know what? Dirk, that ring, Dirk should thank Monte for that, man. You know?
Man. It's actually Monte's ring.
Monte made that call, yeah, man.
His own personal record book. Hey, let's do this because Mariano is going to have to dip here in a little bit, and I want him to get his thoughts on this because I don't know what this is about. All I see on the rundown is Miley Cyrus back to black culture.
Yeah.
What the?
See, because like so Miley Cyrus, she came out, just like super just pop, 100% pop. Got older and then, got around like Juicy J and Mike Will Made It, and she's in songs about, her Jordans and shit like that. And then like last year, she posted something about she's going back to like, her regular shit, basically like I'm staying away from these niggas. And now I feel like she's trying to like come back around. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what has she done? What has she done?
She posted a picture. The last thing she did was posted a picture with Mike Will Made It, alluding to like they want to make like more hits and stuff like that, like together. or whatever. I'm not sure if it was like Mike Will's like birthday. It was something happened. And I feel like she's coming back around to this shit. Like, y'all never noticed that she just dipped in and
her sales.
Yeah, everybody noticed.
Her sales dipped up.
Yeah, like it's just fucking. That shit is annoying because like people act like it's a good thing when they're like, oh yeah, they like. It's like I hate that shit, man. It's so annoying to me to see that.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think
she
I'm just
came
used to
out.
it, so it
she
like
came
didn't bother
out
me so much.
She came out as Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter, so she had like a pop country vibe to her. Then, of course, whenever these girls want to act like, you know, they're becoming a woman and they're rebelling against their innocent side, they start messing with black people. That's basically like, yo, I'm slumming it now. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That's when you started dating her?
Excuse me?
Go ahead.
What'd you say? Oh, I missed that one. And then of course she did the I'm no longer that dirty girl who was, you know, rolling in the mud, so to speak, and now I'm back to being white again. And then of course it flopped because the music was trash. And now she's like, yeah, I'm black again, or I'm down with black people again. It's corny. But y'all gave a lot of them a pass though, and I'm not gonna name no names. Elvis Timberlake.
The classic Miley Cyrus.
Who?
You know who? Super Bowl, Mr. Super Bowl himself.
Oh man, fuck. Anyway,
the classic Miley Cyrus line. I'll never forget this when she had that song "Party in the USA." This is when she was wholesome, but she was kind of like, I'm not gonna do that Disney stuff anymore. I'm gonna be my own solo artist. And in the song, she says something about being in a cab, and then a Jay-Z song came on. And someone said to her, like, what you know about Jay-Z? And she said, oh, I don't really know anything. That was just, I didn't write the song. And then she said, I don't listen to pop music. And I was like, this little bitch here just called pop music? I went nuts when I heard that. And that's why
I remember Angie Martinez asked Hov about that. And Hov was like, I mean, what do you want me to do? Like, beef with this little girl? Like, I can't do that one. That's what I can't do.
I still think it's funny that she took credit that like she was like, Jay-Z said my name in the song. Like, you didn't get that he was making the dope reference in that line when he said somewhere in America Miley Cyrus is still twerking. She bragged about having her name in Jay-Z's song, but and she didn't even understand that was just a flip. That was not you.
No,
she didn't even know she was used as a white reference. The color.
Yeah, she also thinks that Hannah Montana by Migos is also about her.
Yeah. Get it off though. Get it how you live in this era, fam.
Yeah, man. See, that's the problem. Nobody cares. Yeah, you guys call Vlad a culture vulture. Like, what do you call Miley Cyrus? If Vlad's a culture vulture, what's Miley Cyrus?
I've never touched any of her mail. I've never touched anything she's done.
Nah, I liked a few of her records. I can't front.
I ain't even gonna hold you, big dog. I ain't never did that.
And we can't stop. And we won't stop.
Listen,
that shit
was
are you
Latrell from
that shit was fire.
Yes, from White Chicks.
Yes,
that shit was fire.
Hey, when they say, you mean you're not white? Oh, the duplicity.
Right. Fucking Waz, man. Latrell, man.
Latrell. Was Latrell Spencer? That was his name?
That was something like that. Once you go black, you end up in a wheelchair.
Yeah, Terry Crews's signature role, man. You'll never have another role in another movie or TV show as big as that one. And when he started singing that, how did you know? I love this song. Making my way downtown, walking fast, changes fast, and I'm homebound. Oh man.
Yeah, he was sick for that.
All right, so okay, let's switch gears.
Jerv?
No, Jerv's out.
Oh, he's out?
Jerv's out. Jerv's sick.
He's out. He's
Yeah, Jerv is sick. He caught a sickness from the family, which is how it always happens. If you have
a sickness from the Fab slander.
Yeah. No, he didn't
take it. He couldn't take it, man.
We have a lot of serious topics today. We spent the first 50 minutes of the show here doing our regular show. We actually have a lot of serious topics. So we've got Johnny Manziel standing up for Cap. We've got Killer Mike's gun control statements, which it took me a minute to find that. I had to do a Twitter search about it, and I ended up shaking my head at the end of it. We got Stephon Clark, and who's the young man who was shot 20 times by police officers in the backyard of his grandma's house while he was holding a very dangerous cell phone. And we've got the March for Our Lives that happened this weekend. So where do you guys want to start with this?
Let's start with Stephon Clark.
All right. So to update everyone, as I said, young man in the backyard, father of two, backyard of his grandma's house. Police officers were searching for a suspect who had been suspected of breaking an entry, and they came across the guy in his grandma's backyard, and he was holding a cell phone. They thought it was a weapon, and they thought the best way to neutralize this threat is to shoot him 20 times. And so he passed away, and it was a news story for about 48 hours, I would say. But it was, if you look at the stack, the headlines, whatever, very low. It was like another black man shot by police. How awful. You might have seen some people tweet #Stephon Clark. But what really put the story into a national spotlight at a time when there was a lot of stuff going on, specifically with gun violence and all that, was the protesters in Sacramento blocked some freeways, and they marched, and they went to the Golden One Center, which is where the Sacramento Kings play. They're going to play the Atlanta Hawks that night, and the protesters formed a human barricade outside of the arena. So only about 2,000 fans actually got into the building, and the NBA and the Kings made the decision to just basically lock the doors and say, sorry, nobody else gets in, and we're just going to play this game in basically an empty arena. And they did that, and at the end of the game, the owner, Vivek Ranadive, after consulting with players on the team like Garrett Temple and Vince Carter and the other vets on the team, made a great speech about how acknowledging the tragedy, being empathetic to the protesters and why people are upset, and saying that as the Kings have a platform, we're going to do whatever it takes to help this community heal through this. It was literally a 180-degree reaction from what you would expect an NFL team to do if someone had stopped 80% of their paying customers from entering the venue. They would have said some outlandish stuff. But Vivek, shout out to Vivek, shout out to the Kings. They did the right thing. And the good that came out of this is that it brought a huge spotlight to what happened to this young man, which is really tragic. And so now that I've set up the actual news events that happened, go ahead, Trey, lead us off with some opinion on this.
So it's not done. It still was followed up the next game where the Boston Celtics agreed to do a video about accountability, kind of, holding court now being a full community in the city of Sacramento. Not only in Sacramento, this happens all around the United States, with, I don't say mistaken identity, but black murders by law enforcement. And, it's unfortunate that this young man lost his life with mistaken identity as well as a toolbar. Like, what can a toolbar? Unless he's charging at someone, still, I'm not sure how many people. It reminds me of the Chris Rock bit of saying someone dying, like 1,000 people dying from stab wounds. That means, it's kind of difficult to make that happen. You know what I mean? So in a scenario, if he quote unquote thought he'd seen a toolbar, it still doesn't allow somebody to get shot, multiple times. This young man was a father, and now those two young children have to grow up without a dad because of what police officers acted upon. And I think that's I still call bullshit on a lot of that stuff. I mean, I get it that they're fearing for their lives as well. I'm not bashing the law enforcement and saying that all cops are bad, but still, I think that accountability should be taken forcefully in the city of Sacramento as well as other precincts.
Go ahead, Waz.
Yeah, I don't really, it's hard for me to really have a lot to say about this shit. There's just a certain segment of our population who just will always see black people as threats, and in their minds, it's the policeman's job to protect them from threats. And the idea being, it's like, well, don't black people commit most of the crimes in this country anyway? What are cops supposed to do? Like they're targeting the criminals. That's just how they're gonna see it. And there's nothing you can tell these people. Like, yo, maybe you should try treating people as human beings. I don't know. It's hard for me at this point with all these obvious cases, shit on camera, cops like shooting dudes in the back and then planting guns on them, and cops shooting little kids with BB guns, like basically 5 seconds after arriving on the scene. It's the list goes on. It's hard for me to think. It's hard for me to see any of this shit and think that any of these people are going to change their minds in such a way that would compel the powers that be to do something about it. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sound all cynical or dour or pessimistic. I don't mean to sound that way, but it's hard for me to see anything coming out of this stuff because I've heard how passionately these people feel about what they think the police ought to be doing. And if you ask them, according to them, they elected a president who's like, yo, I'm going to bring quote unquote law and order back. This is law and order to them. This is like, well, shit, man, your people shouldn't be committing all these fucking crimes out here. Then you wouldn't have to die for it. That's just how they see it. And, it's unfortunate, but I'm not really sure what the way forward is in all of this.
I just put myself in the shoes. You know what I mean? Like, say I'm on this panel and we hang up this call and I'm in a car with somebody and we get pulled over and I'm abiding, being a law abiding citizen. And because of the skin tone, because of my skin tone, I'm treated a certain way, and say something happens and I reach for my cell phone, or I'm following and I still get shot and news breaks out and says, oh, Trevon Edwards from, was, reported to da-da-da, and it comes out and I'm just another nigga dead at this point. You know what I mean? And, a couple people will say, oh no, he was different. But then this is just like the unsung people without the platform, like that deals with every day, that they're just minding their business and they're getting harassed by people, daily. You know what I mean? The law enforcement that's supposed to protect us from the stuff that's going on. I'm not saying that, black people don't do things that's, that's not, respecting the law. But for most of the stuff that's pretty much, for the, another guy was just shot in a wheelchair. Like, I mean, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And it's just like, it goes back to the whole, you still a nigga in a coop, regardless of your social status. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I still fear for my life.
I mean, all of us do, man. Because it's what Waz said, is that we are considered threats. And so anything you do, including having your phone out, can be considered threatening. And for the people, so if y'all didn't do stuff, I keep going back to, I don't remember the time in civics class when I learned that breaking an entry is punishable by death. Selling loose cigarettes is punishable by death. Shoplifting is punishable by death. Agreeing to a stop and a legal stop when you have your wife and your child in the car is punishable by death. But it seems to be okay and these were all scenarios that I wasn't making up. These are all people who have been killed with the hands of police for doing those things. And if you think that that's just how police are, then that tells us that we have a problem with police in our country. If you think it's not racial, that's just how police are, that's how to react to anybody, well, then we have a problem with police in our country then. Because we go back to, you look at the other industrialized nations of the world, they don't have these issues. They don't. They just don't. Right? So if it's not racially motivated, then it's still a problem of how our police are trained, how our police are hired, the the caliber of candidate that we're allowing, how police officers who, by the way, who have had issues and been dismissed from other departments, move to small towns and then become the sheriff there like it's the Wild West. Like there's no Google or internet to find out, do background checks on what this guy did in his last job. A lot of that going on. One of the more powerful videos I saw about this when the protest was the brother of Stephon Clark walking up to cops for four-man barricade and just walking up to each one and saying 20 times. 20 times. And one at a time, 20 times, 20 times, 20 times being the number of times they were shot. And these dudes are all like, you guys talking about me, do I walk around looking at the floor, looking at the sky? Them dudes were really like, and they had sunglasses on, so they didn't really have to look away. But they had to look away because they know. They know. Like, there's no way. I'm sure there's a segment of people who are straight up believe that nothing wrong happened. But I got to believe there are a lot of cops out there that are like, anytime one of these things happen, they're thinking to themselves, God damn it, guys, you're making it harder for the rest of us. For us good cops, they're trying to do the right thing, trying to be good police, as they say on The Wire. And you scumbags are making it harder for the rest of us. Because I can't walk around proudly be a cop. I got to worry about people being angry at me, not for something I did, but for what you guys are doing. But the other thing that made me think about, police officers are, at least allegedly, trained to use weapons and have the expectation to use their weapon at the drop of a hat. So a lot of training and a lot of preparation for them. And they're making mistakes like this. What in the hell makes any of these stupid ass people think that if you give a teacher a gun, that's a good idea? Cops can't even get it right in this country. You gonna give it to teachers? Really?
I definitely can't handle a Glock 9 right now.
The arm the teacher shit is just dumb. It's just on his face. It's dumb, but stupid. It just doesn't even.
It's dumb, but unfortunately, when the dumb conversation comes from a place of authority, we got to take it serious. We can't be like, that's just dumb. No one's going to go along with that, especially when you see we live in an era where people who know right from wrong, because I don't believe there's that many stupid or delusional or brainwashed people. I think these are people who know right from wrong and are making the moral judgment that my personal interests outweigh what is clearly right from wrong. There is no way anyone can sit here and look at that march led by 16 and 17-year-olds. Horrific mass shooting in a school in history, and be like dismissive and cocky and talk shit and all that. It's just, are you that? Is the NRA that in your pockets to where you're threatened by a 17-year-old? What they say, and a 16-year-old? And so, but Trey, you were at the march, the one in LA, right?
Yeah, I got a chance to go to the march on Saturday. Man, it was deep, dude. For the part as far as we met downtown on, I want to say 6th and Spring, and then we marched all the way to City Hall, and the turnout was just beautiful, especially for the calls. But it just wasn't about gun control. It was so many groups of communities. I think that was like probably the most thing that stuck out to me as far as all these certain groups being as one. Like back in the day, it was like, I don't want to go to school, because I don't like this class. Not I don't want to go to school because I don't want to die. You know what I mean? Like, and that really fucked me up because these kids are really scared of their lives. Like, you know what I mean? And now, someone has appointed the idea of teachers actually being armed. Like, teachers are not security guards. At this point, we have other responsibilities. And myself being a former teacher,
Trey, you remember they used to tell teacher teachers would say this, I was like, I'm not your babysitter.
Yeah.
Right? Like they would announce that to the class. I'm not your babysitter. I'm just here to teach you, or whatever.
Now I'm your personal Secret Service.
Yeah, I'm pretty much, like your life is my responsibility now at this point. And it was, like I said, like obviously, the gun control mainly, like a lot of people had signs talking about the president, and they had signs talking about banning the assault rifles. And then they also had, like different activists. Even the Black Lives Matter was involved, and the LGBT community was involved. But to see that, and I know while I was during the march, like a total throughout the march throughout the United States, it was a total of 5 million people. And, that was, really astounding, and seeing the images, across the United States. And I know Killer Mike made some statements, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't react initially, because he came out this morning with a video addressing what had happened. He did an interview.
Yeah. Can you first of all give us a summary of like what the original video that came out, and then tell us.
So the original video was Killer Mike coming out saying he is actually a member of the NRA. He owns a weapon, and that he feels that he shouldn't. He doesn't really believe in gun control, but he also the timing of it was really bad how they rolled it out. And he also just kind of implemented about being an African American and being able to bear an arm, which is a big thing. I mean, back in the day, you couldn't do that at all. You didn't have that freedom of choice.
Some would argue that you still don't have that. If I can have a cell phone out, you think me with a legally purchased firearm?
We know that's why Ronald Reagan changed the laws in California. We know for a fact it was behind the Black Panthers rolling up in public bearing arms, and they got religion about gun control quick after that.
Right. So this morning, Killer Mike issued out 2 videos. Obviously not 2 because, he had to get that much off, but, to fit for the certain platforms, right? And he pretty much said that, they're not pretty much trying to use him in the middle of this, but that video was, the interview was done way before that, not timely during the march, but it was released during the march. That made him look like the bad guy. And he also mentioned that he supports, the young movement of gun control, but he also implemented that, it's only been like 50 plus years that African Americans have been quote unquote free, and that he still wants to continue to, bear arms, not in the situation of like, oh yeah, how America views the NRA of like, oh yeah, if you hold guns, then, pretty much this is what's going to happen. No, he's saying in the protection of himself.
But that's the problem with Killer Mike's statement, right? It's right out of the NRA playbook, because nobody's actually advocating for a gun ban or gun removal or, let's round up all the guns and melt them. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's actually advocating for that. People are just advocating for more regulation, like the way we do, say, cars. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm sure.
All the shit you got to do to own and operate a vehicle. You got to get a license. You got to get it insured. You got to get it registered.
Training.
You gotta freaking make sure that the emissions are right. Like, all the shit we do to regulate vehicles, cars. We don't do any of that shit for guns. And that's what people are actually asking for. It's not like people are saying, let's completely get rid of the Second Amendment, which I kind of wouldn't be opposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just asking for just like, make it a little bit tougher, make it more onerous for somebody to have a gun year after year after year, or to house all of these guns and hoard them. Like, make it something that's harder to do. That's all people are asking for.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And not to mention, I've yet to hear the sales pitch for like why people should own assault rifles, AR-15s, AK-47s, etc. I just don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't understand that.
I'll never get it. HBO Real Sports did a great feature on AR-15. where they interviewed, first of all, the family of the dude who invented the AR-15. I think he passed away, but the guy who invented the AR-15 was like, why are they making modified versions for public consumption? Like, I made this for the military. This is a killing machine. I made this so the military could kill people in Vietnam, right? Why is this something that people are going to go hunt Bambi with, right?
Right.
But then there was also the other thing where they showed,
because they have small penises.
They take their kids hunting.
Wow.
One dude took like an 8-year-old, his 8-year-old daughter with her custom pink AR-15 hunting.
That's pretty OD.
I mean, just like, yo, ain't enough hobbies in this world.
You know what's crazy about the AR-15? So I want to say like 2008. I went to a gun range, right? Never used a gun, never touched a gun before, and I went to a gun range. And I had to fill out more paperwork for a handgun versus actually being able to shoot AR-15. Really? And that blew my mind.
Wait, hold up. What?
Yes.
Because you can conceal it or something?
I have no idea, Jay, but I had to fill out so much paperwork for just like, because I wanted to use a Glock 9. I was in the movie nostalgia of like, okay, and obviously you can't shoot to the side because it'll kick. But in general, yeah, you can use the assault rifle and it's no limit on it. Like, you can go in and do those with like no problem in there versus the handgun with the kick and the shotguns and etc. But it's mind blowing. And, we joked, a couple of us joked around, obviously, I'm a sneaker community and a hype beast community about, a kid having a sign during the march saying it's easier to get a gun than get Supreme clothing. And that's so true. That's crazy. It's so crazy to me.
I'm saw some of the prices. I'm like, damn.
I think we've gotten to a point. It's just obvious that the people who love guns just see death and carnage as, a reasonable sacrifice as it pertains to gun freedom. It's like, well, that's just the price of freedom. We're just going to have death and carnage. That's just going to be a part of our life because we love hugging and fondling these guns so much. That's just what it is. And so y'all ain't got nothing else going on in life. Like that's the only and again, it's like it's the right people killing people.
Of course. But I'm just talking about even those people. Like y'all don't have anything else. But I mean, really, it comes down to, and I don't want to get too crazy political, but it really comes down to the NRA lobby, right? That's what it comes down to. They pay money to politicians to politic for this stuff, even as there are children who are just literally bathed in the blood of their classmates, telling them this is awful. You got guys humming and stuttering in a town hall because they know it's wrong. And that's my point. These people aren't convinced like they're on the right side. They know it's wrong, but they just can't say no. They just can't say no. Last topic of the day, Waz, you are the new employer. You want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing with your life and promote a little bit?
Yeah, man. Started a new show with Uninterrupted.
Dude, that's a bad start. Jada, is that out?
Listen, it happens all the time. But Uninterrupted, it's a show called The Score. It's basically a music show with the sports, I guess, kind of tint to it. So we bring athletes on and we ask them about music stuff as well as sports stuff too. But we try to keep it music focused, and our segments are music based as well. You can find it on all the podcast platforms and as well as Spotify Spotlight. From what I understand, they're having technical difficulties over there on the Spotify side. So the video is not up yet of our first episode. But if you can't wait and you want to just listen to the first episode, Uninterrupted's The Score on all your podcast platforms.
Really quick, your co-hosts are.
Oh, my co-hosts are Kaz. He's a New
Kaz.
York dude. Yeah, formerly of the Source.
Has he moved to? He moved to LA?
Not from my understanding. I don't think so. I think he's commuting.
Oh wow!
He's commuting once a week.
That Duce Fest money. That Duce Fest money.
Duce Palooza. Them checks be clearing. And also my other co-host. I have two other co-hosts. We have Meg Scoop, who's basically like the point guard of the show. Shouts to Meg Scoop. And Taj Rani, who's actually somebody that I knew way back in New York, back when she was doing the BET and the Essence thing. She's sort of like the Jade, if you will. She's the head producer of the show, and every now and again she chimes in. Yeah, she kind of plays what Jade's role is on Black Opinions Matter, because like, you know, he's kind of jumping in every now and again with notes or questions or whatever, and that's the role that she plays.
She's white.
That's what's up, man.
No, she's black.
No, that is not the role of Jade, my man.
Okay.
But
there's only one Jade.
Everyone go out and support that, because you know, when Uninterrupted are our friends, we are we rock with a bunch of people over there. They rock with us. So if you listen to this, go ahead and subscribe over to Waz's new show over at Uninterrupted. And hopefully, Waz, you'll be doing the same, sending some of them over here to us. You know, I know we an acquired taste though, so it all depends.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna figure out a way to sneak in. You know,
need some cross promotion,
cross pollination there. Or maybe we'll just straight up have a TV star on the show, a sportscaster on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Tom Haverstraw, huh? Tom Haverstraw makes the show.
Welcome, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
We're talking Dixie Chicks.
Tom's gonna sing for y'all.
Talking Dixie Chicks.
This is how we do it.
They're pretty radical, huh, man? Oh, Jesus God.
Oh, God. Shout out to Bob for marketing.
That's awesome, though, Was.
Yeah.
To think back to 2000 and whatever, 12.
It won't take us 6 years, Was, but we finally got you paid.
That blue room. Now you're hanging out with Mav. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to the bosses.
Not quite doing that. I tweeted this yesterday.
You gotta say it. You just gotta say you are.
Yeah, exactly. My mom asked me. Yeah, I was on the phone with her. She was like, "So, you said Uninterrupted is LeBron's company?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "So LeBron James knows who you are, right?" And I was like, "Not exactly."
He trust me. He keeps an eye out, man.
He knows who Waz is.
I'm surprised I think when you bet you when you get your video up when you get the video up, he's going to tweet it.
Listen,
that's going to be super cool.
What he's going to do? Listen, you're going to blow it out of the water. We're not even. You're going to change the number. We're never even hear from you. But listen.
It's fun to have Waz on this show. But as long as we did,
it was a good run, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyway,
but what are you gonna do to steal the show over there? Because we know you're going
year 15.
But listen,
that's not how you steal the show.
I said to everybody involved, I was like, look, you know, if LeBron really wants to see this work, he can just come on every week.
Pretty much.
He doesn't have to come on every week. You know what?
Once.
He doesn't have to come on every week.
You just got to go viral once.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Can you guys do you get callers on the show, or is it just video in person?
No, we did. So the first show we had one guy in person. I forget the football player's name. Kelsey, I forget. Sorry.
And Travis Kelsey?
No. It's Kelsey's not even his name, but this guy plays for the Browns. He's a linebacker. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. A really nice dude. He was a really fun interview. Big Chris Brown fan. Guy plays the drum.
Oh, the dude that looks like Chris Brown.
Yes, him. And we had Brandon Graham of the Eagles, and he Skyped in from Philly. So, and he was a good time as well. So we do take call-ins. So, but in my mind, I'm like, damn, man, like we smack dab in the playoff under the NBA season. No offense to NFL players, but like, it's their off season, so most of them are available. They're just not quite as NBA dudes.
So you
know what I'm saying? And NBA dudes can only come on the show if they happen to be in LA. Whereas in their off season, they all fucking live here. You know?
Right. Right. So basically, I get what you're saying. So you part of you is like, man, this is no Stanley Johnson right here.
Exactly.
Shout out to Stanley and Brandon, where guys are like, they know how to have fun in this medium. Football guys are too kind of.
Brandon's a Patreon, by the way. Shout out to him.
By the way, to those guys' credit, they were fun. They were loose. They embraced it. We kind of got the sense that they get tired of talking about football to media types. So when we asked them about music and this guy's like background as a drummer in his church's choir and shit like that stuff kind of engaged them. So it was cool to see that. But you know, the hype beast in me was like, man, it'd be so nice to have John Wall on. You know what I'm saying? Doing?
Hey, don't come back here fired, man.
Because you know John
Wall's over there making it's like, why don't we have Ben Simmons right now?
Sick request, man. Sick request.
Only John Wall speaks his mind.
Music?
About everything.
Yeah, Gilbert Arenas on. Gilbert Arenas talk about Soulja Boy and Jay-Z. Like, what's it? The 10-year anniversary now, right?
For who?
Was that 10 years ago? The Soulja Boy Jay-Z beef.
Wait, what? That was a thing?
You don't remember? On the Cavs and the Wizards?
Oh, Deshaun Stevenson and them.
Deshaun Stevenson, yeah. And LeBron said comparing him to me is like comparing Soulja Boy to Jay-Z. And so they brought Soulja Boy to the Wizards game, like set him courtside with a.
That was really John Wall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was really John Wall before that. And then Jay-Z came back and did the blow the whistle freestyle.
Yo, that was hard actually.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was when playoffs were playoffs. Now everyone's hugging and being friends.
Yeah, that was actually when it meant something.
Yeah, man. That was a great. It wasn't that the series that gave us a crab dribble. Oh man, that was a great. That was a great series, man. I mean, the Cavs won easily, but it had so much intrigue and drama.
Yeah, Gilbert was actually nice too, man. Jeez.
Can you? But also, can you imagine like LeBron in the middle of a playoff series, like they come back from that game 3 and Soulja Boy's there and all that stuff, picking up the phone and say, "Yo, Hov, I need a track." That must be so sick, man. In the middle of the playoffs. And then Hov, whatever he was doing at the time, he said, "Guys, I've got to get in the studio right now." And then what's a hot song right now? Blow the whistle. All right, let it rock.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I heard Hov was cussing NBA players out, man, on a track, and they released it, and people were like, they played it in the queue. Oh my God,
honestly, I get mad. I get mad when I'm at a party and they play the Too Short joint and not the Hov one. But that's just the Rockefeller disciple.
You gotta relax.
That's just the Rockefeller disciple in me, man. I'm sorry.
This man.
So sorry. When you talking to a Don, please have respect like you talking to your moms.
On that note, this has been I almost messed up there. This has been are we still taking suggestions?
Yes, we
are. On
the
name?
Yep.
It's Black to Black for now. We'll still taking suggestions. We see them all, we hear them all. A lot of them are terrible, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Black Ding show was out of pocket, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, Jay said Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Wait a second. I just saw a new Gatorade commercial with Paul George in it, and thankfully he's not hitting any shots. That's a good line, by the way. That's real funny. No, what he was doing is he took a deep sip of it and was like and transported to a dreamland, which should have been in the commercial from last year. And on that note, you guys take it easy and please listen, subscribe, tell your friends. It's different. And also, if you can, kick us something on the Patreon. Your support goes a long way. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
just hit me? Then he hits me again, right? And then I'm like, I'm not sure, but I think this nigga just hit me twice.